starts now.
Good morning and thanks for watching The News at Daybreak. I am Joe Hennessy. Investigators still trying to determine how an active duty serviceman was able to bring his own personal gun onto a Georgia Army base before shooting and injuring 5 of his fellow soldiers.
And I'm Madeline Hunt. We covered this from the very beginning right here on WTOC yesterday. All of those victims are expected to survive, and that is the good news that we can tell you this morning. The suspect was actually taken down by his fellow soldiers who pinned him to the ground, and then that suspect was taken into custody. We want to get straight out to Kyle Jordan, who's live at Fort Stewart, showing us what is happening there. Kyle, any movement that you can see coming in and out of the base there today?
Yeah, it is absolutely back to normal here at Fort Stewart. Very busy with traffic flowing in. In fact, we've got a number of news crews, networks that are here to cover this story, which has obviously made national headlines. They're asking us to kind of move and control our area because we've got soldiers that are coming in here to Fort Stewart early this morning. Some of them may have been up late last night with the thought of what happened here yesterday. We do know that the Secretary of the Army is expected to hold a news conference a little bit later on this morning, and Major Charlie Egan from Fort Stewart just said we will find out just how much worse this could have been yesterday if not for the actions of some very brave soldiers who were able to take down the suspected gunman. We do know that 5 soldiers were injured in this incident yesterday. 3 of them had to go through surgery. All 5 are expected to make a full recovery. They were taken to the Wynn Army Community Hospital, but ultimately those with the more severe injuries had to be taken to Memorial. The suspected gunman is now in custody. 28-year-old Cornelius Radford, who was an automated logistics specialist from Jacksonville, Florida. Military officials saying he used his own personal handgun in the attack. It started just before 11 o'clock in the morning on the north side of the installation, the Armored Brigade Combat Team area. That's where we are going to hear from the Army Secretary a little bit later on this morning. Authorities say that the witnesses were able to tackle and subdue the suspect, who was then taken into custody. That happened about a half hour after all of this started. We do know that the Army's Criminal Investigative Division has already interviewed the alleged shooter. We can find out a little bit more information about the motive, perhaps, on what led up to this. He's currently being held in pretrial confinement. We heard from officials both here at Fort Stewart as well as the Defense Secretary and even President Trump yesterday.
The perpetrator of this atrocity, which is exactly what it is, will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
Now, Brigadier General John Lubis did address the media yesterday and give that early update about what happened here. He said that the soldiers acted immediately and without hesitation to be able to take down the suspected gunman. We expect to learn a little bit more about that. And also Major Egan said that they expect maybe 5 or 6 soldiers will be honored by the Secretary a little bit later on this morning. We may even hear from some of the soldiers who were involved in this. Of course, we will be covering that for you right here on WTOC. Right after the news at Daybreak wraps up, CBS Mornings' Skylar Henry will be live here at Fort Stewart as well, bringing you continued coverage. So stay with us right here on WTOC. For now, we are live at Fort Stewart. Kyle Jordan, WTOC News.
All right, Kyle, thank you.